Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. So I knew the Doolow twist was going on behind my back. And hopefully this is the last of that because uh so my sisters thought it was a good idea to do the Doolow twist on me. In the beginning of my father's death, I asked what my younger sister was going to be doing and who was going to be looking after her. We always discussed certain things, not just me and my pop, but it's widely known. And they said she's going to stay with her sister and she's going to look after her. Her other sister, who's a young adult as well, and none of the sisters or none of those in that group are very good decision makers when it comes to raising kids or doing things, in my opinion, because they are okay with a lot of things that they know is against our tradition and behaviors. And because they want to allow my younger, first they told me she was going over there, but now they're saying that she's staying at my pop's house. They're going to put her name on a lease by herself, and I can't come. Okay, I don't know why. I know why they would believe that they're in charge and they can make these decisions, but they didn't check any legalities or didn't anything. They just went and made the decision and didn't consult anybody. Now, my younger sisters did this, and they convinced the teenage one that's barely legal, just turned 18, not to speak to me and basically avoid me while they're creating what they're creating, because they want my dad's space basically to be a free reign clubhouse for them to do whatever they're gonna do freely without my watchful last traditional eyeball. So these young ladies, my younger sister thought it was a good idea to push me out, somebody who's raised children, who's been working with my dad in his cultural practices, his teachings. They don't even understand what half this stuff mean. There's all types of, let me show you real quick, okay? What you about to see are items and like 70 years worth of travel, hard work, record keeping, record keeping. There's a lot more books, a lot more items. You see this photo right here and you see them beads? Yeah. Only some people gonna know what that is. I'm gonna show you one more thing, then I'm gonna get back to it because I am not I didn't want to fight, and I think that that was probably my hesitancy to, really feel or think that my siblings were really doing this behind my back. And I believe my brothers are supporting it. I'm not sure, but I'm going to check. So they want to get rid of my dad's stuff, put it in my brother's garage, and let my younger sister have a clubhouse here with no guidance. I don't believe so. When she was born, she had a She's autistic, and she's just like me when I was a kid. So they want to eliminate the last eyeball of any structure or tradition in our life, which I see us taking the pictures and all of that shit. Oh, I'm just looking at these. I think my rosters would enjoy. See King Selassie, and he basically, this is just a little something, but my dad got a whole healing laboratory and just everything, like, and it wasn't just our family and culture. Like, he was a world teacher. So they want to take the eye away and just let free reign on my sister, who's already targeted because of her social disadvantages. So she needs to have a place by herself with sisters that don't even make good relationship decisions. And I'm not saying I'm better qualified because I make good relationship decisions. I'm better qualified because I know when not to make a relationship decision. To me, they're not even good influences on her. I know she has a job and she works, but there's no way in hell that an 18-year-old should be responsible for herself and them just disperse and let all my dad's valuables go or whatever. And I know what they want to do. And I don't even want to put anybody's name on blast, but when I take a good look at all of they first of all, I missed my dad the part in a funeral where he was being buried, and nobody took the responsibility to step up and tell anybody why I wasn't there and what happened the night before. Which I don't know why I expected that. I don't know why I expected that. But tell me, that doesn't make any sense. And when I think about my siblings' jobs and who they run with and who they deal with, the only thing that keeps coming up in my mind is modern people stuff. Now, I know for a fact, at first, extended relatives, like when I was in, oof, when I think about it, it makes me really believe that they just want free reign to be destructive, because there's no way in hell they should be pushing me away or even trying to. It was like they didn't want to allow me in any decisions. They kept everything secret. Everybody had a different time or different something, but everybody was smiling for the damn camera. And my sister, the younger one, who decided to make this decision, and she's like, her excuse is, you weren't here. That ain't the only excuse. They keep doing the Doolow twist. And so I'm done arguing, but I'm very aware of them, and I'm seeking guidance from my elders in legalities, but I don't like what they did. To me, they want her to be like them and go with my brothers or cousins to soldier boy parties or who else that they deal with, and my brother on camera with his white women and in politics. And the fact that I see, look what just happened in Haiti. I know that's far fetched, but we're supposed to be the keepers of tradition, and you want to use the white man law to not keep tradition in put my sister in an unsafe environment, and because she's a young adult, y'all making her think it's safe so she can be like y'all or us when we were young adults running on you want to just be free. Well, I'm gonna tell you one thing: if y'all do get away with that, y'all wrong, but I'm gonna try to stop you. I'm gonna try to get back up, but y'all are wrong like Donkey Kong. I had a lot of emotions, and it's almost like whenever things get balanced out, something else. Now, I thought about like just walking away, letting it go. Almost everything I was involved in was tied up in my father, and my younger sister was like, I know it's hard. Like, I didn't even look at her the same way, and she was like, the only person I'm worried about protecting is my little sister. So you're protecting her from me. Like, I'm not sure what they got going on here, but I do know that a lot of half truth, lies, and weirdness was going on, and I don't like who I've been called. They don't know. They're here in Cali, right? I was born in Cali. They don't know in the South. Like, I done been called clout chase for our traditions. Been clowned. The whites, just like anything was being picked apart, being associated with some badness due to following righteous tradition that nobody even asked about. They just want to bully about. And I went through all of that and being bullied for our culture and traditions and not even knowing that what it was for. I'm under the strong belief that there were people who were actually my friends or had relationships with me because they were aware of, I don't even want to say the word because to me it's a fucking disgrace to even be associated with something like that. Like, I'm really disgusted at humanity. Like, I have to, when I'm feeling good, I dive into it. But I'm so disgusted with humanity, with what's going on with my Haitians. Like, I'm so disgusted. And it seems like everybody just want to get on board with the horror of Babylon. And that's what my sisters basically are going to be guiding my younger sister to be, by them trying to put her name on the lease and say somebody else is looking after her who ain't capable of barely looking after themselves. They may have a job in their own apartment, but I know how it is. It is not safe at all, and you not gonna make the right decisions because you already screwing them up. So somebody with an income, education that has raised kids and a teacher and education and the keeper of the tradition. And I'm not saying I was going to come and lay down the law, but y'all know what be going on. They want to go down the wrong path, they can go ahead and go, but they're living wrong, and I'm not about to pretend like it's old community. No, it's community on the pictures. It's community when, like, no, 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 no. You're bullshitting if you're only getting together for pictures or doing certain things. So Spirit told me to stick around for a minute and I'm going to see what's going on, but I don't feel a good connection at all with my siblings, especially the ones that's closer to my age that decided. If they keep saying, well, daddy's funeral cost thousands of dollars. Okay, they refuse almost. I contributed a very small amount to my dad's funeral, but they refuse almost to take money from me or even let me know how much anything costs so that they can have control over everything. And my auntie also told me that we were coming into some money or I'm entitled to some money or something like that. That is not the most important thing to me. I didn't even think about the money. What I thought about was my sister, my dad's legacy, his items, his teaching, and a lot of people are interested in culture now. He made that pilgrimage. Akuya made part of that pilgrimage, and so did I. So, what right do these young ladies have to violate our traditions? They didn't even do the sacred, like, I'm not saying everything was terrible. It was a good show. It was a good show. But certain things that should have been handed off, and there's still things going on that need to be taken care of, and pushing me out the mix is not the way that my dad would have wanted it, because to me they just trying to annihilate his legacy so they can fall in and slut it out with whoever else, whoever they. And I'm not saying I really believe or I saw them, but they sneaky. They keep secrets, and when I keep secrets and be sneaky, it's I'm 37 years old and my family pulled up the biggest spy pet detective thing on me to keep me in line with what they wanted to do. Tradition. So now, and I also, another thing I did that my sisters don't know, I left my laptop in my Jeep on record. It was by mistake, but I actually played it back and I heard my sisters having my son spy on me, just basically creating a Doolow twist and keep me occupied or plan things so that I wouldn't be involved. That taking away my dad's legacy and not allowing me to, using the white man system to not allow me to have access. I haven't seen her. I haven't talked to her. I tried to get in contact with her. I even tried to get her to do my hair, but I believe that this was very well planned, and just by the way that they're talking. And whenever they were getting caught, they just bust out crying all the way up until I was actually attacked. Like, that's how bad they wanted to do whatever they were doing. So I'm trying to keep my composure and not whoop ass because what my sister said today to me basically sealed the deal. Like, I really don't even want to have a I barely wanted to ask her questions about the Wi-Fi. Like, I was so disgusted. And then the other one is saying this or saying that, and their only excuse was, well, we were here. Whose fault is it that my mom went to the Midwest and we couldn't come back unless we had enough money? And then whenever we come, there's never anywhere to stay. Like, we always got to get a hotel. There's no teaching base for tradition here. We have Lemire Park where they do things, but that's a public area. They wanted to take control of this space because space is very important. So they want to take away basically my dad's pilgrimage, his museum, instruments and items, divvy up and do what they're gonna do, and then put my 18-year-old sister that can't take care of herself and push out the one with the income because they want to do the Doolow twist and be inappropriate. If it get too emotional, I'm gonna leave them to it, but they wrong like Donkey Kong, and we got all of these religious and cultural taboos that these city people might not even understand the trauma that I went through. Help me out. Help me out. My brothers are on the way back to Africa, and I'm supposed to be teaching, and I got real caught up in a lot of other things. But I always knew what was like, what's important. Their mind can't even fathom it, and they don't have an excuse, and they'll go to any lengths to lie and do these things. So I don't trust, like, I'm really losing my faith in humanity. There's always somebody doing something good on YouTube or doing something, I'm I'm like, how this world would try to destroy you. And my sisters basically just tried to take everything. They basically, like, with family like that, I don't think you need enemies. And to me, it all comes down to that greedy, selfish, secretiveness to try to get ahead or get a picture or whatever the fuck they doing. I'm not sure what legalities I can do, but I just know what they did wasn't right. I don't care if I was here or not.